everybody, welcome back to Hudson's House of Play. Thank you for joining me. I am Miss Lynn and you are here for our craft tutorial. Today and this whole week we have been talking about summer signs. Last week we talked about all the signs of summer, human edition, such as our hair changing, our skin changing, and also our clothing and accessories, as well as our habits and behavior changing. This week, our signs of summer are a Mother Nature edition. We're talking about the animals, the weather itself, the insects, the plant life, and today we talked about the sights and sounds of our summer season. Some of the things we talked about were woodpeckers, making lots of noise outside of Miss Lynn's window, and crickets, singing music at night, and our fireflies shining their bright little lights here and there throughout the night. So what better craft than a jar to catch those fireflies, and not to keep, just to explore and learn and investigate what those fireflies are up to each night. So let's go over our materials for our fireflies jar. Of course you need a jar. Now the glass jars are great, but if you have a plastic container that is clear and see-through, that's totally fine too. And depending on how long you plan to catch your fireflies and investigate, I want you to make sure you either poke some holes on the lid of the plastic jars, or leave a piece of cloth on top, maybe with a rubber band around so that air can pass in and out. Don't close the jar lid super tight. If you're not keeping them for a long time, then you can use the jar lid, but then remember to release it shortly thereafter. All right, next thing we need is black paper. If you don't have black paper, you can use any dark colored paper is fine as well. And you'll need something to poke holes with. So I have my pen, which I think is the easiest way, but if you have, of course, a hole puncher, well then you are in good hands with that. Also, we'll need something to attach our paper with. So I'm going to be using tape, but you guys can use glue if you'd like. Just remember you'll have to let that dry before you really want to pick up your jar. Other than that, I think we are ready to go. So the first thing I want to mention, what we're doing here is we are going to create a jar that has a small window for you to look inside and see the fireflies that you catch. And it's also going to have a fun exterior cover that makes it seem like there are fireflies inside if you don't have any luck catching fireflies, which is okay. They're not easy to catch. They can fly pretty fast. So the thing we want to do first is cut our paper down to size. Miss Lynn wants to cover almost the entire jar, but I want to leave a little clear window open for me to look inside if I did catch some fireflies and I want to inspect what's going on. So I'm going to draw with my marker a window, and you can draw it as big as you like depending on how much you want to be able to see your fireflies. It's up to you. I'm not going to draw a really, really big one. I'm just going to draw a medium-sized window here, just enough so I can peek in and see what my fireflies are doing. And then we'll add our black paper on there. And you can make a rectangle, you can make a circle, you can make a square, you can do whatever you want here. It's up to you. So Miss Lynn is, oh, a circle window would be really cool actually. I should have went with the circle one, but well, I started with the square, so square it is. All right, let me show you what my square window looks like so far. Ta-da! It's nice and simple. Just a little square window. I'm going to keep that spot open. And I'm going to measure my paper now. So I'm going to measure it from the edge of my window. And then, oh, I only need to cut really little. And I'm going to cut my paper down a little bit. But first I'm going to fold my paper down to see how much. Just going to estimate here. I'm just going to fold it down. I think that's probably a good height, maybe a little bit more, so that I know where I'm cutting here. so that way my jar can be almost all the way covered. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and if you are new to using scissors, remember to ask an adult to help you so that you can learn how to hold them properly and build your motor skills and stay safe as well. Okay, now I want to cut a little bit off of my side so that my window is visible. I think that should be, is that good? A little bit more. I just need to cut a tiny bit more. There we go. And that should do it. Yes, all right. Now, where did I put my tape? Here it is. I need it ready to go. Now, what are we gonna do with this paper to make it seem like there are fireflies in our jar? We're going to punch little tiny holes all throughout our paper, and then when we light a candle inside of our jar, it will look like there are fireflies in there. So let's get our pen, and the easiest way to poke a hole is you're just gonna hold it on top of your jar, click open your pen, and you could use a pencil too. And just hold your paper down and just shimmy that little tip of your pen in. And you can go big or you can make tiny ones. It's up to you. Let me show you what I have so far. So I have a couple of different holes. Some are small, some are big. It's up to you. I'm gonna make a few more, and I want you to be careful when you're doing this. Obviously, the pen or the pencil tip can be a little pointy, so be careful. If you have a hole puncher, this is where you would start punching some holes, and that would be perfect if you had a hole puncher, because those are easy to make holes. That's the point. I have a lot of little holes so far. I'm gonna stop just to show you what it looks like so far. And you can see some of the light even passing through already. I think I need to add a couple big ones though. I like the big holes too. And don't worry if it's not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. You want it to look kind of random. All right, I'm good with the big holes. Now I'm just carefully punching in the small holes. All right, let's see. I think I need a couple more down here. And over here. All right. Oh, at the top as well. I'll need some little holes at the top. And one more right here. Okie dokie. I am pretty sure I have enough holes to wrap my paper around my jar. All right, let's get some tape. Grabbing a piece of tape here. I'm gonna line up my edge to my viewing window over here. Get that on. Oh, this is a little high. Let me move it down a little bit. Okie dokie. And then this is gonna come all the way around, and I'll need a little tape on this side. Let me grab my tape. Whoops, that's a lot. I wanna be careful not to use too much. Whoops, there we go. This jar is slippery. All right, I'm gonna hold it steady and tape it up here. And I need a tiny little piece for the bottom here. All right, now I have my viewing window right there, ready for viewing. And I have all of these cool holes ready for fooling. Let's see, I have my flashlight. That can go right inside. Let's see if that works. Whoa, look at that. You can use a flashlight to do this. Or you can also, oh, I should have went with the bigger holes. I like some of the bigger ones. But the small ones are nice too. It almost looks like constellations, right? Lights. I'm going to show you, you can also, with the help of an adult, use a candle, and that can go inside of your jar as well. Now, if you want, you can also use a phone. Let me see. Here we go. I have my flashlight on in my phone, if your phone fits in there. And there you can see how the light's shining through as well. Ooh, I do like it, but I think I think I'm going to take this out and just do a couple bigger holes. I like the big holes. What do you guys think? Right? I want more light to shine through. I was making such little tiny holes, being so dainty about it. I'm going big. I'm poking some bigger holes this time. I want the bigger holes. It looks cooler with the bigger holes. Well, I'll leave some small ones, but I really like extra light coming through. Okay. Now, this baby, oh, one more, hold on. One more right here. Now, this baby is ready. Whoop, where's my viewing window? Here it is. Put that right on. And then I'm going to add this right here onto my, there we go. And let's get the light back on. Whoa, that's so much better. Yay, look at that. It's like a disco ball. How cool. And it'll look really pretty with a candle inside, outside at night maybe, and maybe we'll even attract some fireflies. They might come by and check out what's going on and then land into your jar, and then you can seal the jar in and inspect your firefly through your window that you created. Now let me sing our goodbye song, but I want to add my little light into my jar so that you guys can see what it looks like. That is so cool. And it's not as bright right now because Miss Lynn is in a lit room, but at night this will be shiny. Okay. Goodbye to all my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye to all my friends. I'll see you again. From your place to my place, from your room to the classroom. Goodbye to all my friends. I'll see you